Good morning. Welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Cristina Schaefer, Social Media Manager for HAR, and I'm joined this morning by our 2021 YPN Advisory Chair, Ricky Gonzalez. Ricky, welcome.
Hi, Cristina. Good morning. Good morning, HAR.
We're excited to have you here this morning. So we just thought that, it being the day before Election Day, maybe let's just take a little break from politics this morning and talk about how to get involved with HAR. But I do want to let everyone know that next week we will have Professor Rottinghouse from the University of Houston on, and he will be giving us an election recap where we stand at that point. So be sure to set your calendars for that next week. But for now, again, Ricky, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
We're excited to see you. So if you could, just to get us started here, we like to have people introduce themselves. And I know you are involved with HAR, but if you could just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. So my name is Ricky Gonzalez. I have the honor and privilege of serving as the chairman for the Young Professionals Network Advisory Group this year and next year as well. And I've been involved with HAR for quite some time, maybe like 5 years now. I've served on the Professionals Development Advisory Group. I've served on the Tree Pack Advisory Group. I am a Texas Realtors Leadership Program graduate. I am a HAR Platinum subscriber, which is having really great conversations on there. And I also serve on the Texas Realtors Board of Directors and the National Association Realtors Board of Directors. And just here.
Wow, you're a busy guy. So if you could just tell us, how did you first get involved with HR? You said you've been involved for about 5 years now. How did you first get involved?
The first time I got involved with HAR at all was during a TRLP graduation ceremony. I think it was at Cadillac Bar on I-10. I wasn't sure what it was. I was invited by a friend of mine who was in real estate, and I decided to go. And I had a great time. I met some amazing people who now became my really good friends. I met Rita, and I really liked what HAR was doing. I liked that they were investing in the membership, the realtors, especially me being a brand new realtor. And from that moment, I decided to get involved and see what HAR was all about.
Oh, that's wonderful. So since then, fast forward about 5 years or so, do you believe that getting involved with HR has made a significant impact on your business?
Absolutely. So definitely. So I can kind of share a little story. It's a little sappy, but I promise it has a happy ending.
Oh, we like sappy stories. That's okay.
So at the very beginning of my career, my first year in real estate, like many others, I'm sure, I was struggling. I was confused. I was not sure if this was the right choice for me. I saw so many other people on TV and online that they were super successful, and I just wasn't doing well. I was at a point where I thought I was going to go back into my previous career. I vividly remember it was a Wednesday afternoon. I was driving home, and a friend of mine called me on the telephone. I answered. My friend said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I replied with, "I have a half a gas tank of gasoline, and I'm filled with hopes and dreams," trying to make light of my situation. And their response was, "When are you going to go back to your old job? When are you going to make some money?" And at that point, I was kind of like just froze. I was shocked and had to ask myself, what am I doing? Is this really something that I wanted to do? And so I was kind of down, kind of depressed a little bit. And it was Wednesday. I drove straight to church. It was 7:30. I get to church, and during the tithing time, I checked my finances. I had 72 cents in my bank account, and I had $7 cash in my wallet. At that moment, it was a moment where I knew I had to do something. I decided to tithe my $5 to church, and I prayed my heart out. I prayed. I asked for direction. I asked for something. And the very next day, a good friend of mine, actually invited me to the TRLP graduation ceremony at Cadillac Bar. So I was like, what the heck? I'll go. So I went. And I was in awe. For the first time in my life, in any career that I had, I was surrounded by people who were like me, people who were driven, people who had dreams, who had vision. And it really was an infectious vibe, good energy from that place. And at that moment, I promised myself that, hey, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that I can be successful in this real estate industry. And so I signed up. I signed up for TRLP. I also decided to sign up for the Professionals Development Advisory Group. And I kid you not, from that moment forward, less than a week later, I had 10 listings. And
Wow.
10 listings. I really think it was just about being around other people that made me be a little bit more confident in myself and what I had to offer, and surrounding myself with the right people. You are who you surround yourself with. And from that moment, I mean, my career changed, and I credit that to get involved.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. I mean, it proves that changing that mindset really just it made a significant difference. And 10 listings in a week, that's that is
I was
definitely
a
an
little overwhelmed.
accomplishment.
Yes.
Yeah, you were overwhelmed. Yeah. So, what advisory groups are you or advisory group are you currently a part of, and what do you do in that advisory group?
So I'm currently involved with the Young Professionals Network Advisory Group, which I'm chairing, and we do a ton of great events. Even prior to COVID and everything going on, obviously it's been a challenging year, but just several events that I really enjoy that kind of hit close to me. During Christmas, we have our Hartsfield Elementary event where we do our small little part. We raise a little bit of money, we buy toys, and we help give kids and other families a Christmas. Otherwise, they would have never had a Christmas. So that's something that I look forward to every year. We also have our Rebuild Houston event that we do every year where we help a family, just kind of sprucing things up with their home and kind of do some painting and stuff like that and make them have a little smile when they come home at night. And then we also have our 20 under 40 awards that we have every year, which is an extremely fun event, red carpet event. We have a lot of great speakers that come for this event. And there we look for the top 20 under 40 rising stars in real estate. And that's where I really got a chance to meet some of my close friends in real estate. And we also have one coming up. We have our annual Ted Jones economic forecast. So it's going to be called the 3 R's of real estate and economy: reinvent, recharge, and reignite. It's going to be on January 12th from 10 a.m. to 11:30. So make sure you look at all the HAR communications through email, social media, and register. It's going to be great. And yours truly will be hosting. So hopefully I'll see you. And
Yes,
we've done
definitely.
a lot of different great events. So, some of my good friends I met through YPN.
That's wonderful. And that Ted Jones event, we can share the link to that in the comments for anybody who hasn't signed up for it. It is a free event this year as well. So I think it's really important. And we're lucky that Ted always pencils us in very early on in the year so we can really get that forecast for the whole year.
Yeah, it's really a great eye opener, and I'm always just my mind is blown when I attend that event because it really gives me that security that hey, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you for sharing all that information about YPN. And I actually see some YPN people watching this morning, so I'm sure they can attest to the fun things that you guys do. Can you explain some of the things that the other advisory groups are involved with?
Yeah, absolutely. So I believe we have over maybe 16 different advisory groups to choose from. So definitely recommend getting involved. Even if you're not sure what advisory group would be good for you, just go online to members.com, get involved, reach out to some of the chairs, reach out to me, reach out to other realtors that are involved, and just kind of get your way in there. It's really a great thing to do. And you serve God by serving others is something that you can serve to a greater cause. So just to name a few, we have the Bay Area Political Advisory Group. So this group, they develop a candidate questionnaire, they conduct candidate interviews, and make TREPAC contribution recommendations to the HER Board of Directors and the City Councils. So we have one in Bay Area, we have one in Montgomery, and Fort Bend. They're chaired by John, my friend Jamila, and J-Mac. So obviously, we're in a political climate, so if you're in Bay Area, Fort Bend, or Montgomery, and want to truly make a difference, this is really the best way to do it within our association.
That's wonderful. Actually, I see some people shouting out their parts of town, and Lisa said she's in Clear Lake. Ebony's up in Montgomery County, so there you guys go. That's a good opportunity there. What are some of the other ones?
Shout out to you guys and really taking the time to being a voice for us, so thank you. Another advisory group, this one is the Communications Advisory Group. So this is chaired by Ms. Logan Lester. This group enhances the strategic efforts of the HER Communications Department by ensuring HER communication products and programs are responsive to the member needs and promote the support of really using a realtor on a brand level, making sure that our clients and community understands the importance of using us as their guide for their home purchasing and selling. Another one, we have our Governmental Affairs Advisory Group. So this is chaired by Ms. Kenya Burrell and Michael. This group serves as the liaison between the HER Board of Directors and its members, local, state, and federal governments. And this group works closely with the elected officials. They're the ones who they work with the local governmental agencies to help promote HER interests and really are looking out for our best interests as realtors. Another one of my favorite ones, this is the HAR Engaged. So this is chaired by my good friends Rui and Mishka. So this is an advisory group that puts on one of the association's largest member conferences every year. So they include educational presentations, discussions, technology demonstrations that are designed for both agents and brokers. And it's designed to help increase our real estate knowledge and productivity and success. So if you haven't attended that, we just had it maybe a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands of people attended, so definitely look forward to that next year as well. We also have our Information Advisory Group. So this group is chaired by Ms. Shannon Cobb Evans, and this group reviews all possible applications for the HRIS MLS data sets and formulates recommendations for HAR and HRIS board. Our International Advisory Group. So this is one that I'm personally planning on getting involved with very soon. So as you know, HAR is not just a local association. We're global. We have a good impact out there. And this group creates educational programs and networking business opportunities that relate on the global real estate industry level. And this group really tries to help and promote visibility for our hundreds and hundreds of international properties. And this is a great group to get involved and also get your CIPS certification as well.
Yes, definitely.
We also have our Management Central Advisory Group. So this is a division of HAR specifically geared specifically towards the real estate manager and the broker owner. So this offers at least 2 different educational events per year, and they put on a newsletter that's distributed every other month. And the goal is to help provide managers and brokers with the latest tools to help further their business through education and networking. So really, if you're a broker owner or manager, definitely get involved with that one.
And I will say in that group, there is a wide variety of representation from a broker or a manager with just a couple agents to others with hundreds of agents. So there's a good range of different, styles and stuff represented in there. So that's a really neat one.
Yeah, absolutely. Another group we have is the MLS Advisory Group. So this group is chaired by Ms. Shannon Evans again. And this group helps maintain the MLS policy that is in the best interest for our members, our 40,000 strong members. So anything MLS, that's where you want to go. And then we also have our Political Advisory Group. So this group serves as the political communicator for HAR. The group includes interviewing candidates in order to make recommendations to the HAR Board of Directors regarding endorsements for TreePack to the candidates in their campaigns. So obviously, again, in political cycles, this is the group that you really want to be involved and truly make a difference for yourself and for us. The next group, this was the very first advisory group that I joined, which was the Professionals Development Advisory Group, and it's chaired by my good friend Deborah. This group is made up of members who review all the existing educational programs and recommend new training programs to Rita and to the rest of HAR. As you know, HAR has a ton of great educational support, and this group is part of the group that makes that happen. So a lot of good minds. We also have our Risk Management Advisory Group. So this group addresses those areas in both residential and commercial real estate in which noncompliance issues risk to our membership, and they alert the membership of their existence in an effort to resolve and minimize the risk. So it's really important to make sure you're successful in doing business, but you know what not to do and how to conduct business the proper way. And then we have our Technology Advisory Group. So HAR.com, that's, HAR was at the forefront with the whole technology, So this group, they assess and implement existing and new technologies to make sure that HAR.com is the #1 website for Houston to use. So any tech people, that's where you want to go. Any great ideas, that's where you want to go. Shout out to Key. And then we have our Tree Pack Advisory Group. So this is also a group that I've been involved with. And this group, they assist in organizing, hosting, and participating in Tree Pack fundraising events throughout HAR's membership. The advisory group also, they serve as the liaison for Tree Pack and giving presentations to members of the importance of Tree Pack. So I think this year during the pandemic, you guys, Tree Pack, we raised over 900 and something thousand dollars, almost $1 million during a national pandemic. So, I mean, kudos to everyone that's been involved, and kudos to all the investors and major investors. So, this is really an important advisory group. If you don't know anything about, just chime in, ask some people, and it's really mind blowing what they do.
Absolutely. And I know a lot of people attest the relationships that our governmental, political affairs, and tree pet groups had to real estate being deemed essential during this pandemic, which has definitely gone on longer than we expected. So, and that's not the same case in other regions. So we're very proud of what those groups have done.
Yeah, thank you for everyone involved for taking the time and being our advocates and doing that during these times. So I'm very grateful for you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. And, thank you again for going through all of those. I know that was a lot to go through, but I think it's important for people to see that there's so many different ways to get involved. I think some of the most popular might be, MLS or technology advisory groups or maybe even professional development, but there's so many other ways to get involved. What would you recommend to a realtor that's wanting to get involved?
First, just checking it out. Go into the website, go to har.com, get involved, and just seeing what's out there, and then looking at see who's chairing it. Reach out to them, ask them questions. A lot of times people always ask, well, why do we do this, or why is this done this way, or why do we have to do that? Instead of just asking, put yourself out there, make a change. If you have any good recommendations, put yourself out there and give what you have, and it's really important. And I guarantee if you get involved and put yourself around people that are like-minded like that, you're really going to take yourself to the next level.
Yeah, very good. And we get this question a lot. What if I apply for a group and I'm not selected?
So you keep applying. So I've applied to groups before that I have not been selected. So what I do is I keep a lookout at different events or different programs that they have going on, and I try to get involved. I go to their events or I go to their webinars, and I put myself out there and try to become familiar and friends with the people that are on it, so that hopefully next time I'll be selected.
Yeah, definitely. And you can apply for more than one group. Is that something that you tend to do sometimes?
I usually do 2 to 3 a year, and I usually get selected in at least 1 or 2. So yeah.
And it's all about your bandwidth. If you don't, but you can. Yeah, but you can, make sure that you're putting them the order that you'd like to be a part of, because there's only so many spaces on each group of, like you're saying, almost 42,000 members. We can't have 42,000 people on a group. So definitely apply for more than one if you have more than one interest.
Yeah, I mean, there's 40,000 realtors. We have 16 advisory groups, maybe a total of 19 chairs. And they do it on their own. We don't get paid to do this. Everyone's doing volunteer work, and they're really trying to look out for the best interest of the entire association. So we can all do our little part and help. So even if it's just this small, we can definitely help.
Very good. Question here from Shannon. Are these just a 1-year commitment?
Yes, I believe the majority are just 1-year commitments. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you decide to apply and it's just you're feeling a little overwhelmed, just have a conversation with the chair. I'm sure they can work something out or different opportunities for you. So don't be afraid.
Yeah, definitely. And Ty asked the same question. Are the positions year-long or more? So yeah, typically year-long, but I do find that a lot of members will apply for a group, and if they really like it, they keep applying for that group in following years. I know you've done that, yes. So very good. And Rhonda did bring up a good point in the comments as well, that we have a lot of area networking groups. Do you attend any of those types of meetings, Ricky?
I've attended the HER 290 area networking group, and they put on some great events there, a lot of good information and some great people. Shout out to Marie out there, Sandoval. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, Houston's large, obviously. So if you can't make it over to Management Central, just go out to 290 or Montgomery and get involved with those area networking groups.
Definitely. And I know we had an influx of members that joined since March. I think we're at about 4,000 plus members now that have joined just since March. So since we haven't been having in-person events, these networking groups are a great way to kind of get in there and get to know other people in your area and network when we're not having anything in person at this time.
Definitely those networking groups. Our economic forecast that YPN is hosting in January, we're going to have a live Q&A. So, definitely recommend attending and just asking questions and chatting with the people there and befriending people. It definitely is a great idea.
Ty asked a question about the commitment. So what is the commitment usually involved? How many meetings per week or per month or what have you?
So everyone is different. Some of the advisory groups meet maybe once a month or every 2 months. Some meet more than that. It just depends on what they put on. Some get a little bit more busy. I know with YPN we get busy right before we're getting an event, but it's something that you definitely should reach out to the chair and see what the commitment level is. And even if you could just do your part, I mean, just don't shy away from that.
Yeah, definitely. So Ricky, I don't see any other questions for you. Is there anything else you want to share with our members this morning?
No, just thank you everyone that's been involved with HAR. Thank you guys to the staff, to the chairs, to the volunteers. And it's a great organization. I can't talk more highly of HAR compared to other organizations that I've seen before. So keep doing what you can, get involved, give back, and let's finish this year strong.
Yeah, definitely. So again, we have the link in the comments. It's har.com/get involved. You can check that out there. And again, don't forget that next week we will be having an election recap. We're going to have Professor Brandon Rottinghouse with the University of Houston on. He's actually been a guest. He was a guest last year for an election recap and gave us really some great information. So we expect nothing less next week. So be sure to tune in. And if you haven't yet, please go vote. Have you voted, Ricky?
Yes, I did. Early voting.
I did. I was the first day of early voting. Yes. So if you haven't voted yet, go vote. There's plenty of time tomorrow to do it. So that's it for this Member Focus Monday. We'll see you next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right.